Rosario.
And I'm Hamilton Rodriguez, and welcome to UAG News, bringing you the latest information. Today, in a health segment, we will be talking about an innovative treatment for myofascial pain syndrome, also known as MPS.
But first, let's talk a little bit about what is MPS so we can understand how the treatment works. It's a common chronic pain disorder that can affect various parts of the body, characterized by presence of hyper-irritable spots located in the skeletal muscles called trigger points.
But what exactly is myofascial trigger points? Let's go with Paulette Rodriguez, who will tell you a little bit more about this.
A trigger point can be felt as a band or a nodule of muscle with harder than normal consistency. They develop as a result of muscle injury caused by acute trauma, by sport injury, accidents, or chronic muscle overuse, brought by repetitive occupational activities. They can exist in different muscles of the body, affecting both sides equally and gives limited range of motion of the affected muscle. Palpation of trigger points may elicit pain in different areas of the body. This is called referred pain. Referred pain makes diagnosis difficult as the pain mimics symptoms of more well-known common conditions. For example, trigger point-related pain in the head and neck region may manifest as tension headache, temporomandibular joint pain, eye pain, or tinnitus. The pain is more frequently found in the head, neck, shoulder, and extremities, and lower back. A trigger point is composed of many contraction knots, where individual muscle fibers contract and cannot relax. These fibers make the muscle shorter and constitute a taut band, which is a group of tense muscle fibers extending from the trigger points to muscle attachments. The sustained contraction of muscle sarcomeres compress local blood supplies, resulting in energy shortage of the area. This metabolic crisis activates pain receptors, generating a regional pain pattern that follows a specific nerve passage.
Thank you, Paulette Rodriguez.
MPS can affect both women and men. It is a significant health problem affecting 85% of the general population at some period in their life, and with an overall prevalence of 46%. Symptoms include pain ranging from mild to severe, characterized as deep and aging, with accompanying hyperesthesia, numbness, tingling, and twitching. MPS can be severe enough to interfere with our daily routines, associated with mood disorders, sleep disturbance, and muscle fatigue.
It has been studied that botulinum toxin type A can be a potential treatment for MPS. To explain this, here is Sebastián Lopez presenting the mechanism of action of the toxin.
In a normal ending, at the neuromuscular junction, there exist preformed vesicles containing acetylcholine. As the action potential travels down the nerve towards the presynaptic ending, it causes the acetylcholine-containing vesicles to dock to the terminal of the junction. The vesicle membrane fuses with the cytoplasmic membrane and releases the acetylcholine into the synaptic cleft. Acetylcholine then binds to the postsynaptic muscle membrane and muscular contraction is initiated. Allowing the preformed acetylcholine vesicles to dock and fuse to the membrane is a structure called the synaptic fusion complex, and it is made up by a group of proteins known as the snare proteins. Two sets of snare proteins are required for fusion and neurotransmitter release. One on the acetylcholine-containing vesicle termed synaptobrevin, also known as the vehicle association membrane protein or VAMP, and another group at the neuronal membrane called the soluble N-ethylmalamide sensitive fusion attachment protein 25 or SNAP25 and syntaxin. Snare complex formation is an energy-releasing process that may supply the required free energy for membrane fusion. Snare core complex is the location of mechanism of action of botulinum toxin. If one or more snare proteins are damaged, acetylcholine containing cannot dock, and membrane fusion and acetylcholine cannot be released. Botulinum toxin consists of both a heavy chain, which binds to the synaptoptamen, and light chain, which is internalized into the vesicle through endocytosis. Within the vesicle, within the nerve ending, the light chain, through a yet-to-be-determined process, translocates to the vesicular membrane and through an enzymatic process cleaves synaptobrevin in the acetylcholine-containing vesicle in the nerve ending. This process results in the inability for acetylcholine-containing vesicles to fuse, and as a result, denervation occurs. Once synaptic transmission is inhibited, the target structure no longer functions. In the case of skeletal muscle, it means contraction ceases. In response to the denervation, which results in the inhibition of acetylcholine release, new, smaller, unmyelinated nerve endings termed peripheral sprouts are formed, which are able to restore normal neurotransmission. Thereafter, the light chains are degraded within the nerve terminals that was originally affected by the botulinum toxin. Normal neurotransmission can be re-established at the nerve endings that sprouted, and retracted peripheral sprouting usually begins to occur in 28 days, and normal nerve transmission is normally re-established in approximately 3 months following botulinum toxin injection.
Thank you, Sebastian, for that information.
Now we have a special guest, Dr. Akaban, who will be talking about her latest investigation regarding botulinum toxin type A as a treatment.
I want to thank you for inviting me over to discuss this information. My colleagues Jason Baker, Patrick Nola, and I wanted to evaluate the effectiveness of botulinum toxin A as a treatment for chronic pain as an MPS. The idea is that by injecting the botulinum toxin A into the bilateral temporalis and masseter muscles of affected patients will help decrease chronic pain over the following year. We measured changes in pain, muscle location tenderness, and maximum pain-free mouth opening over 1 year, and we found a significant reduction in mean pain score after treatment at 6 weeks and 4, 8, and 12 months. We also observed and recorded secondary outcome variables such as changes in palpatory pain points, change in maximum pain-free opening, and change in quality of life over time using a symptom-based questionnaire score after botulinum toxin A therapy. We found that the mean number of pain points on examination decreased, maximum pain-free opening increased, but maximum voluntary opening did not change. Our findings showed that patients were able to open their mouth with a large angle without pain after treatment. Our results and conclusion stand by our hypothesis, and we will recommend botulinum toxin A injection as an effective treatment for MPS. But to assess further issues such as safety, dosing, and adverse effects will require future research. Investigations into dosing appear to seem more promising. Researchers alike should strive to confirm the long-term effectiveness of this treatment for muscular pain as seen in MMP. MPS and other chronic pain disorders could potentially benefit from an FDA-approved pharmaceutical.
Thank you, Doctor. So for all who want to contribute or make any donations, we're going to put a link here below so you can access and do any contribution you would like. So that's it for us today at Out of the Way News. Please tune in to next week for our next health segment on
Vaccine Awareness!